Yo, Rex in effect, in full effect.
Jack swing. Yes, it's something funky that you can cling. All you gotta do is come on and sing. Word for word, every lyric that I bring. And it will surely sting your body when you're stepping cool inside a party. Watching all the girls just pumping like hotties. They had fun to look better than Ferraris. So I had to try these dancing. With this girl on my right, I was chancing. Hoping she was the type for romancing. But my rap needed a little enhancing. Because this girlie wasn't answering nothing I said. I started getting fat and turning red. Then I told her just a bit about Ted. She gave a wink and started to think, but didn't believe a thing about the new Jack swing. Didn't believe a thing about the new Jack swing. I made the new Jack swing. Yes, TR is my name. Making you dance to my thing is the way I entertain, baby. I made the beat you like. Yes, that's right, it's out of sight. All my beats are very hype. Yes, GR is moving it right. I got Key Sweat, Heavy D, today, Modi, Be Sure, and my man Bobby Brown. I got Xanaman, Redhead, Boy George, James Ames, Deja, and my homeboys Guy. And you got to get down. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. But didn't believe a thing about the new Jack swing. Swing is the sound that can flatter any other sound around town. Doesn't give the same type of feeling that this one delivers. So your body shivers so bad. Some dope beat medicine you wish you had. Flipping your feelings from glad to sad. But you're not getting a thing, so just chill and get ripped by the new Jack swing. But didn't believe a thing about the new Jack swing. Take it to the bridge. Here we go. But didn't believe a thing about the new Jack swing. Getting a thing, so just chill and get ripped by the new Jack swing. But didn't believe a thing about the new Jack swing. Here we go. March, beat, take it to the bridge. Here we go. But didn't believe a thing about the new Jack swing.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Yo.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Yo.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Yo.
Mic check. What's good? Are we here? Let me know if you're here. Let me know. I'm sorry. I got in my feelings and I was not in my feelings, but I just want to hear some music. Happy Halloween to everybody. You know, I'm a 90s baby. I'm a 90s music baby. And once I get in my mode, it's hard to turn it off. I'm not even going to lie to you. Today's technology. Are we good on the sound? I hear my sister's birthday is Sunday. Tracy Dillingham's birthday is Sunday. So we'll wish her, black folks, we celebrate our birthday all month. So if her birthday is on Sunday, which is what day is that, Tracy Dillingham? Is that like the second or the third? It don't matter. It's in the next month. It's in November, right? Because there's no more days after tomorrow. So let's make tomorrow is the first, second, like the third or the fourth, right? So y'all know that Tracy Dillingham she gonna celebrate her birthday for the whole month of November because that's what black folks do. She said on the 3rd, November the 3rd. We the only folks on this planet. I ain't never seen a white person celebrate a birthday all month. Not even all like for 2 weeks or a week. I don't see Asians doing it. I don't see nobody but us. We the only one. You know, next week my birthday. No. You know, next month my birthday. The whole damn month. And you know what, Tracy? Don't let me see your ass on 11/15, November the 15th, still walking around with pent on dollars and shit. Don't let me see that, because then I'm gonna talk about you. I'm gonna blast on your ass. I promise you. I know your hubby ain't gonna let you do that. See, don't be walking around the job on the 13th and 14th with stapled dollars and shit on your shirt. Don't do that. The shit is not cool. That's what we do. Shit. Happy birthday to you, sis. Many more blessings to you. God, it's great to have people that you could say happy birthday to. You know what I mean? Like I love to be able to share in good times with people, man, because we have so many bad moments in life. And to be honest with you, Tracy, man, I love her to death because she reached out to me. I never seen my mother's death coming. And I reached out to her. I don't know, it was months before her mom passed. I mean, my mom passed months after her mom passed. And you just never know. Um, y'all know the story. Shit, I don't even want to get into it, yo, because I'm coming up. Tracy knows, probably a lot of people know this. I'm coming up on my mom's death's anniversary. This is the first year. I just had her birthday on October the 8th, right? And now, she passed away like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before my birthday. So I had to deal with my mother's death the week of my birthday. So Tracy Dillingham was one of the people that reached out to me. And I'm being honest with you. I love everybody that reached out. I love everybody that showed concern, but you understand things a little bit differently when people have gone through the same situation, recently. I mean, I know some people that reached out to me who lost their mama 20 years ago. It just don't feel the same. You feel me? Like, I know you lost your mom 20 years ago. I know. And now I know how you feel. But I don't know if you really know how I feel. But you know who I knew how I felt? Tracy Dillingham. Tracy Dillingham knew exactly how I felt because it just happened to her. And unfortunately, it falls in that category of when you're going through some pain, when you can listen to people and you understand people, you can be bothered with people who have gone through that pain here recently. It just hits different when somebody lost their mom. Look, let's just be honest. It doesn't take away the fact that you lost your mom 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, 30 years ago. It don't take it away from that. It just feels different when it happened to somebody in the same year or like right that close, somebody that you just reached out to and wasn't sure how to talk to them because your mom was still alive. You feel what I'm saying? It was just different. When I called her, my mother was alive and kicking and doing shit in life. You understand what I'm saying? She was doing stuff in life. So what could I say to Tracy that Tracy could relate to me? My mother's still here and kicking and having her day-to-days. So I reached out to Tracy, like, anything you ever need, sis, I'm here for you, man. I'm sorry to hear the passing of your mom. And I know it's probably tough, but that shit didn't escalate. It didn't relate. She couldn't relate to what I was saying because I hadn't been through her pain. And you know how God worked? This is how crazy God worked. That same woman that I know couldn't really relate to what I was saying at that time because I hadn't gone through her pain. She was one of the first people that reached out to me. Maybe she wasn't the first. Maybe it's just the one that I could really remember the most because I knew she just endured this pain. And it resonated with me. I just felt it like it was different. And when you're dealing with people that go through the same pain, you tend to believe what they say. Like if she would have told me anything you need, just let me know. If you need to talk or whatever, I would have believed it like I did. You feel what I'm saying? But somebody that don't know, don't feel that pain, it just doesn't hit. It's not the same thing. But you respect them. You love the fact that they reached out. They showed concern. You do remember those things. But I think in my life, I don't know about you guys, but in my life, I tend to deal with people that have gone through the adversities that I've gone through. I can relate to those people a little bit better. They can relate to me. And you know what I'm saying? Like, don't come talk to me about, and I'm gonna change up a little bit because I don't like talking about, death and things of that nature. But like, don't come talk to me about business. You know what I mean? Don't come talk to me about starting a business and how it's difficult and how they ain't gonna give you no loan and how they this and how they stopping you this and how that and this and this that. Don't come talking to me about that if you've never done it. Don't come talking to me about how hard it is to get something going and you ain't even really tried. You know what a try is? Do you know? Thank you, Tracy. You're absolutely right. Because when you're going through that type of pain, you feel by yourself. You feel alone. You feel alone. You feel alone. And my wife lost her dad over 20 years ago, and I still didn't think she understood what the fuck I was going through that moment. I'm sorry. It's just like that. I'm sorry. Don't mean any disrespect, but that's just how you get lost in that pain. And it's like you lost your dad 20 years ago. You probably over it. I lost my mama like right now. You can't relate to what I'm, and it's such a wrong way of thinking. But you don't think that way when you going through your situations. I could deal with somebody that's closer to the pain that I am in at the moment, and versus someone that had that pain 20 years ago. And it's so bad, but I'm a human being and I have those flaws as well. And I'm sure that's one of my flaws is. But yeah, and I know I probably said something pissing people off when I said, look, let me just say this about effort. I don't like hearing that, Jenny. Jenny said you never get over it. It's something that I think I don't know if I ever get over it, but I think I will, the pain and the absence of my mom will become a little bit easier to deal with because I'll get used to not being able to have any conversations with her anymore. I'll just get used to not being able to talk to her. That's all. All right. So look, I just made a comment about if you've never been in business or tried to start a business or whatever, you can't talk to me about business. I don't mean it in a arrogant kind of way. I mean it in a way like this. You'll never understand the trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur or working for yourself or whatever you want to label it. You'll never understand those trials and tribulations until you get into it. All right. And you'll never understand those trials and tribulations until you fail. A lot of people don't understand that failing is part of the way. That's the best way to become successful, because this is why I hear when people say things like this, and I know how some of y'all are going to take this. I know some of y'all are going to put this in a way that you've been taught to understand things. But when people say, how could he be a good businessman when he's filed bankruptcy 6 times? Not me. I filed bankruptcy 3 times. I filed bankruptcy 3 times in my life, in my venture of being an entrepreneur and trying to be successful in this world. It's not something that I'm ashamed of because I understand these processes. But when you hear people talk about other people and how they failed as a businessman or failed as a businesswoman and they filed bankruptcy 3 times and 4 times and 5 times, there's no way they can be successful. They just don't know how to do business. That's a person that's never done it. That's a person that's never tried to do a business, or if they did try to do it, they failed one time and they just didn't get back on the horse. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't get back on. The failure was enough to keep them in check, keep them where they are. And a lot of people don't understand what bankruptcy truly is. Bankruptcy don't mean that you absolutely failed. It means you overextended. Not all bankruptcy means you're shut down, you're depleted of funds. Marcus Wagner said, what does bankruptcy mean? Well, it all depends on what bankruptcy, Maurice. I'm sorry, I said Marcus. It's Maurice. It all depends on which bankruptcy code you file. There's an 11 and there's a 7, and I believe there is a 22. I'm not quite sure what the 22 is. I think that's fairly new. So I've never experienced that, but I believe chapter 7 is when you pretty much write off all of your debts, okay? And your debt is completely washed out, and your creditors are pretty much, out of luck. Chapter 11 is a repayment plan where they get, I believe, 10 cents on the dollar. Okay. And you make payments. So you make a payment plan to reestablish yourself. To be honest with you, I don't know which one. I wouldn't, thank you, David Herring. I'm on count. Look, he got 5 checks up there. I hope I checked all my boxes. Okay. Chapter 13. Chapter 13 is what used to be 11. Okay, a lot of people call it chapter 13 now. It used to be 11. And that's the one that you do the repayment plans. All right, said sorry. No, you're good. And you do these, it's been a long time since I've had to go through that process. But I came up in a household where if you wasn't failing, then you wasn't trying. I mean, that's what my granny always told me. Like, boy, if you ain't falling, you ain't trying to run. If you ain't getting told no, then you ain't trying hard enough. It take a lot of no's to get to a yes, and anything that'll say yes easy, it ain't worth having. Anybody else heard that? Boy, and I know that to be the truth, because everything that I got easy never lasted. Think about it. Most things that you get in life, if you get it easy, it don't last long, or it's not worth having. But the things that you fight for, the things that you kind of damn near lose your life for, the things that you struggle for, you appreciate it. You appreciate it more, so you take care of it better. It's like giving a 20-year-old $1 million. Okay? Who you think gonna do right? The 20-year-old with $1 million or the 50-year-old that receives $1 million? Yeah, I put my money on the 50-year-old doing better. Okay. Hey, today's show, man, I have a couple different conversations here. One, the reason why I came in, if you didn't see the intro, if you didn't see what I'm talking, if you didn't hear my song, or if you didn't see where I was going with some things, basically, I'm getting to a point now where, I used to, how do I say this? I used to care if people thought I was being the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say some things and I would be like, man, I really don't want to say this, but this is what it is. And y'all know that's just my way of breaking bad news or breaking into things or saying something that I feel is going to step on a few people's toes, because you're talking about either their leaders, people they look up to. And a lot of people just say that I do that just to be different. And that's not necessarily the case. I do it so we can be different, so we can see things differently, so we can get some truth to the matters at hand. A lot of people want to try to blame politicians and blame this and blame that on the things that's going on. I mean, how do you blame politicians for the music that our children are listening to? How do you blame politicians for kids out here, wilding out? At a certain point, you got to just start looking at the crib, at the home, right? Is that where the politicians, is that where they catch the blame? I learned something yesterday. I don't know, what was I watching? Something about some politician made a comment about the people. Okay. And what up, Ben Thomas, BT. And I learned, because y'all know I'm not really polished in politics, but what I did learn is something that, like, I felt naive when I learned this. And I heard on the news, they made a comment about, wow, politicians are not supposed to say anything about their voters. And I'm like, damn, bro. Yeah, Sierra Brooks said, no costume today. Yes, I am playing a podcaster. I'm playing Joe Rogan or somebody podcast. I'm Emmanuel Livingston today. All right. That's my bro. Maybe he'll tune in and be me. Maybe we'll play each other. That would be fun. But anyway, I just bring up things and say things and show things a little bit different, so we could look at it a little bit different. And if you treat things a little different, maybe we'll get a different outcome. Because to me, I just don't understand how we see the same things and do the same things and vote the same way and come out and think that we moving this big ass boulder and it's still sitting in the same place. And then years later, we looking back at it and we like, it's not going anywhere, but we're expecting change. I don't, my grandmother would love me right now just for the fact that I'm puzzled and I scratch my head. She used to get a kick out of people who were puzzled and then they scratch their head. I just don't get it. I don't understand, I don't understand how the old continues to be the new. I don't get that. Once again, I'll scratch my head. I don't get that. So that's why I don't get into the politic game, because it's the old always being the new. It's the old ways trying to find a new way to express what's going to be. If you look at the city of Chicago, the largest city, the largest metropolitan city in the Midwest, people wonder, why was I attacking Chicago? No, you have to look at your largest cities. If you want to look at the largest city out west, you look at LA. You look at New York on the east. In the Midwest, it would be Chicago. So I use Chicago as an example. That's the blueprint of what's coming to a city or to a town near you. And if you listen to the show 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago, maybe even as far back as 3 years ago, you would know that everything that we've been talking about in the last 2 years has come to pass. Do you see what's going on in Chicago right now? You notice that the people who got so much to say about politics don't talk about the shit. They don't talk about politics for real. They talk about assuming the assumption of politics in your choices. Well, I talk about the politics that's going on right in real time in HD, what they call it 4HD, flat screen. Shit that's going on right now. Not if this happened, that's going to happen. And if that happens, this going to happen. No, I talk about what's going on right now. How many of them do that? No, they do assumption politics. Well, if this man win, this going to happen. If she win, this going to happen. I'm talking about what's actually happening based on politics. And everything I told you about Chicago is now coming to pass. Just look at it. Look at Chicago right now. Chicago residents are like unbelievably upset. They're $1 billion in deficit. And guess what they have to do? Exactly what I told y'all they was going to have to do. That deficit is going to fall on the taxpayers in the city of Chicago. And look at the older people and look at the people that don't have as much money. It always hurt them the most. Property tax. That is where they're trying to make up that deficit of bad policies and politics off of the people. Who else gonna pay? The government is not a business. The government is pimp. The government is the closest thing that I can see as being a pimp. Now, they might not like it. They might even flag this channel for saying that. But what other business send people out to do their work and then bring you the money back and give you a portion of your money? Or take a percentage of your money and do what they want to do with it? What other business owner does that? Do you work for a company that do that? Who work at GE? Who work at Procter & Gamble? Who work at a family-owned business or whatever, and you on a salary? Does your company take a portion of your money without it being an investment? You could pay into your pension and stuff like that. I ain't talking about that. That comes with a return. I'm asking you, what other company in America or do you work for? Do we work for? Where when we get our check, the company take a portion of your money for them. And I ain't talking about unions, because you get something out of that union. But I'm asking you. And then let's go back and see, what business is the government in? They supply jobs, but what business are they in? How do they generate money? Name me a government entity business that's profitable, that runs in the black every year. Show me a business that makes money that you can't even say the post office. Show me one. So what do you call that? That's the closest thing to a pimp you're going to get. Because if you were to put a man or a woman, and I'm going to put it that way, but the truth of the matter is, if I was normally saying this conversation, I'd say, boy, if you put a woman out on the track, if you put it, y'all know what it is, especially if you're from Chi, you put a woman out on the track, you're going to get her money. See what I'm saying? She working for you, and she putting all the work in. That's what pimps do, right? They make you go out and do all the work, and you get them their money. You give them your money, right? That's exactly what the government does to us. And here's the other pimp slap back with the backhand. They do whatever they want to do with your money, whether you agree with the policies, vote on the policies or not. They give it to Ukraine. They give it to all these other things that we have no control of. They support schools that are failing. Show me a business that they're in, that they're running successfully. And I know some of y'all that want me to be so wrong Googling shit right now. Well, they own this little small company over in Clyde, Virginia, and it's making a profit. I doubt it. What a lot of people don't understand is these are built systems. You know, public school system is built to fail. It's built to build a working class. That's why I say a lot of this is classism. Do you really think it would be that difficult to build Cincinnati Public School to be a winning 5-star program, 4.5, 4-star program? It wouldn't be that difficult. It wouldn't be that difficult because that's, you know, here's how I know. Private schools do it. Private schools do it. And why are private schools more intact to being excellent? Why? Because they reinvest. They invest in their product. And if you get a bad kid in a private school, guess what they do? Come on, private school people. If you went to a private school, see, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna piss some people off because the only way I can speak is from experience, right? I try to share my experiences so you won't think I'm on some bullshit. You're looking at a young man who, I'm not a young man anymore, but I'm able to call myself that because it's what I do. You're looking at a man has experienced everything from private school to Montessori school to public school to Catholic school. I've done damn near every school that you can think of that Black folks have been in. And I can bring experience from I can tell you experiences from all those different settings. And I can tell you why some do better than others. Matter of fact, let me see if I have this clip just for the fun, because I don't want this to be a gloom and doom Halloween day. Let's have some fun with it. I was looking at the internet, and these teachers, you know, it's it's Halloween, right? Guess what these teachers did? They dressed up like the students. So in the school, the teachers get in. Did anybody see that clip? Anybody see that clip? The teachers got an opportunity to dress up like the kids. So not only would they dress up like the kids, they would act like the kids. So now I know all y'all about to trip and be like, oh yeah, okay. So they they was fighting in the hallways, they was cussing teachers out, and they were doing all that. No. It wasn't like that. They were trying to have fun. But what they were doing was, let me see if I have the clip. Let me see. Let me see if I could pull it up. Yeah, here it is right here. Let's try it. Sean D. Nutter said he's seen it. But the teachers had an opportunity to, I guess, dress up day. They had an opportunity to dress up like the children, like their kid in the classrooms and the kids and how they walk down the hall. But more importantly, pay attention to how the teachers act, because this is how the kids act in school these days. So check this out, and then we'll go on to something else. Check it out.
I swear, on my man, get on my top, man. Y'all doing too much. What up, Dub? They doing too much down here, Dub. I swear, on my mama, I swear y'all do too much. I swear. And I'm not gonna tell me nothing in here. I swear to God. I swear for God, ain't nobody gonna touch me. Yeah. I swear. Y'all doing.
Let's get to class now. I'm not playing.
Bruh.
I'm not playing.
Don't talk to me. Oh, God.
To class.
Don't talk to me. Talk
No.
to my mama. Talk to my mama. Don't talk to me.
Yo, mama.
Oh, God. What's up, bruh? Bruh. What's up?
Yeah, talk to my mama, not me.
Talk to my mama, not me. Bruh, oh, God.
Are you getting to class?
Don't talk to me, man. Talk to my mama. I done told y'all up in this school. That's why I hate this place.
You hate this place.
I hate this place. Y'all don't never listen. Go on, leave me alone. Ain't nobody trying to hear what you got to say. Leave me alone, bruh. Oh, God. What's up?
On what?
Oh, God.
On God.
Call mama. Call mama.
Put them chips up.
You want me to do what?
Put them chips
Nah,
up.
I'm about them, not eat them.
Ooh.
What you gonna do, Miss Pettis?
Excuse me, ma'am. You need to take off those crosses and take that hood off your head.
First of all, my mama paid for this jacket and she paid for these crosses, so you can't tell me to take off that.
Excuse me, ma'am. You need to get off that phone.
I'm talking to my mama on the phone.
Your mama know you at school.
I still need to call and talk to her.
Excuse me, ma'am. You need to take that hood off your head.
My mama didn't finish doing my braids, so she said I gotta keep this on all day.
Oh, you ugly.
Excuse me, sir. Can you take your hood off your head? Excuse me. Can you take your hood off your head? Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can you take your hood off your head?
Doing too much. I swear. Hey, on my man, get off my top, man. Y'all doing too much. What up, Dub? They doing too much down here, Dub. I swear. On my mama, I swear. I swear y'all.
I'm just curious. Now, y'all know, just for the heck, so tuned in late, those were teachers that were dressed up like kids in school. And they were not only dressed up like the kids wearing hoods, headphones, and eating, and they were just being a little disrespectful. Now, here's my thing. I know y'all gonna get mad at it. Did any of these kids ever say, "Oh, my daddy? Oh, my daddy, you better not touch me"? Why is it always, "Oh, my mama"? Now, let's do a survey. Let's do a questionnaire survey. If you had to guess what school, now let's not be way too specific. Don't tell me what high school it is, but let's just narrow it down. Do you think those teachers teach at a public school, a charter school, a private school, a Catholic school, Montessori school? What school more likely do you think those teachers are teaching in and the kids act like that? Let's just take a guess. Let's for the hell of it. You think that was a private school? Do you think teachers would have that much conversation with a child to take their hood off, or and don't eat that, don't do this, and you can't, oh, y'all doing too much. Oh, my mama, I'm gonna hurt somebody up in here. What? You know, those teachers were sending a subliminal message, right? They were having fun, but they're also telling you what they're dealing with. That's what it is. That's the message. That's the message. And see, to be honest with you, I'm one of them individuals that believe in school choice. And the reason why I believe in school choice is because I don't want my kid going to that school like that. I don't want my kid dealing with anybody that's disrespectful to teachers because they don't care nothing about my child. My child liable to get into a fight or get around somebody that's into a fight or be involved in something, get drug into some bullshit. I don't want my children around stuff like that. So if the state, if the government is going to fund my kid to go to school, why shouldn't I be able to have some input in where my kid is going to school? Those are our tax dollars, right? If you're going to give me $13,000 to go to CPS, why can't you cut that same check to Wyatt high school? Or, you know what I'm saying? Just argument. To whatever high school. Why won't you use that same $13,000 to go to the school that would be better for my child? Why? What was that, Donna? Even back in my day? What you talking about? We didn't act like that in our day. Y'all, that's how we act in high school? Shit. We did our thing, but we didn't disrespect and do that. You know what? I could think of one person that went through high school that was very disrespectful to teachers. And it wasn't just because I knew him. It was because that's who he was. And everybody knew he was like that. And everybody know Natty punched the shit out of a teacher. Natty. Y'all know Natty. That one to do. He the one. Natty. He punched the teacher. But nobody was putting hands on teachers back when we was coming up. Stop. And if they did, it was some mental shit going on. Y'all know. But in today's day, shit. You got a whole damn class that'll beat your ass if you say the wrong thing. The whole class. Back in our day, we had a selective few of knuckleheads that you just knew, bro, like, he ain't gonna last. You knew in the 9th grade he wasn't gonna be here but about a year. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be here long. He skipped every class. He ain't doing nothing. He start fighting at lunchtime, stealing people money. You know what I'm saying? Fighting after school. Everybody's scared of this motherfucker. You know he ain't gonna be here long. Why should our children have to be around people like that? Those type of attitudes. We shouldn't. And we shouldn't be handcuffed or forced. If you're going to utilize tax dollars to pay for our education, we shouldn't be pigeonholed or forced to be in these certain situations. Fame said, that's a damn lie. You were rowdy as a generation. The aggression of the era matches the music the kids prefer. I don't agree with that. I agree with your second part, but I don't think 90s high schoolers, nah, the energy ain't nowhere near where it is today. I ain't saying that we didn't have fights amongst each other. That's a regular thing. But no, you didn't have, you know what? I remember a girl sitting in class with me, and some of y'all, like Lisa, would remember shit like this. We was at Withrow, and you know, you was talking smack to a teacher when you talk back, and you didn't have to say a cuss word. You just had to disagree with the teacher or say some shit like, no, you didn't. Nuh-uh, now. And I remember this girl named Katrina did that shit to one of the teachers in class. And I was like, whoa. She said, what? And I think Katrina said something like, I bet you won't. I bet you won't put your hands on me. Some shit she said to the teacher that sounded like some shit from the streets. That was way out of pocket back then. That wasn't normal behavior. Now, why did all those teachers have the same thing to say? All those teachers say something crazy. My mama bought me these shoes. Say something. I ain't taking them off. My mama made these. My mama this, my mama that. Say I won't. That's my daughter sending me a message. Say, you can't tell me to get off my phone. My mama bought me this phone. Oh, my mama, I bet you won't. Oh, my mama, I'll beat everybody's ass in this hallway. Oh, my mama, oh, my mama. I'm waiting to hear her say, oh, my daddy, I'm going to beat everybody's ass. Oh, my daddy. I just believe that parents shouldn't have to send their kids to school in this type of shit. I just that's just my personal beliefs. Now, I could be wrong. Some of us make sacrifices. We make sacrifices, and we try to align our communities that we raise our children up. I you know, this is what makes my wife such a great wife, because she extended the family. You know, like she opened me up for things that I just never really considered as a man, because you know, we grew up together, we raised each other. So she taught me a lot, and I taught her a lot. And one of the things that I learned, and this was years ago, this is when my kids are just starting to enter school, was, babe, we're gonna buy some property, we're gonna buy a house. And she was looking at different things than I was. I'm looking at square footage, I'm looking at how much the tax is gonna be. I'm looking at different little things, how to structure that, you know, how things are gonna go in the deal, you know, how I'm gonna get the finance, all that old stuff. My wife is looking at things like school districts. My wife is looking at the test scores that the schools are putting out. We're both doing research in different directions that make one direction work right. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, that was like, that's the better part. That's the better half of me. Like that's we put it together, and I think that she played a huge part in making me understand that the school district is important of where you select to buy your home as well. That was her that did that. And I just think that a lot of our children are being put in schools, and it's not necessarily the school fault. I'm not blaming the school. I'm blaming what the school and the structure of how the educational system is put in place, what they tolerate, what they actually tolerate from students, and how far they'll let students go before they end up kicking them out or disciplining them to a point where, you know what I'm saying, where our other kids don't have to suffer. And that was something that I learned when it came to schools. When it came to buying a home or buying property or whatever in a community, is my wife was like, no, we got to see how the schools are working, what the school district look like. And I've had some conversations with people about school choice. I'm a firm believer. I'm an advocate. I speak highly of school choice because I think that a kid that's getting $13,000 a year to go to Cincinnati Public School should be able to go what's conducive to their learning abilities. Some of these schools in different areas have different sports to offer: swim teams, diving teams, polo teams, water polo, whatever. They got a lot of different things going on. And I feel like a lot of children miss out on that. And I think if we redirect some of that energy, if we have more options, we would have more. If you have more, when you have more choices, you have more opportunity to stay out of trouble. I'm gonna get off that topic for a second. Now I'm gonna stay off of it for a while. I just want to let y'all know, I seen something. I got some information, and I want to kind of lighten the mood up a little bit if I can. Sorry guys, I got a lot on my mind right now about some shit. Okay, I really do, because I started this conversation with Tracy Dillingham and moms and all that old stuff, and I get a certain way sometimes. So if I slow down, I'm not having a Mitch McConnell moment. It's just I got a lot going on. I'm answering text messages and doing a few other things as I do the broadcast here. So please forgive me, okay? But I'm here. It's just gonna take me a minute to get back in step. All right. But let me just say this real fast. I found some information. Remember, I talk about my coach Craig and some of the coaches, the young guys, that we have, that when we were younger, we were playing for these coaches. And you remember these guys? You know what I mean? You remember. Everybody ain't a fella on here. I don't know, ladies. I don't know. I can't speak or think for a lady. Okay. This is one of them moments. But every guy on here, if you are a athlete or were an athlete and you played for a little league team, every man and woman on here, I would think, everybody remembers their first coach. That was the first person that you looked up to. That was the first person that actually challenged you. That was the first one that pulled your face mask. That was the first one that told you to get down in front of the ball and block it with your body and all that old shit. That's the first person that you trusted that would tell you something not to hurt you. And when you were successful, he, in my case, it was a man. He made me feel successful. That coach was a pivotal part of my life. I want to show you this message. There's a brother that says this to all our youth coaches, because there's been a lot of fights. There's been a lot of things going on. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of stuff going on at these practices. I found a clip. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull that clip up. This is why they out here fighting and shit. Okay, this is exclusive to Wyatt Live. This is why these guys are out here fighting and shit with these kids. Not with the kids, but these guys are cheating at these little league games. All right, they putting in what we call ringers. All right, they getting guys out there, big kids and shit on teams that's just too big, too old, because they out here doing too much, right? You know, people think that winning is the only thing that, you know, they'll cheat to win. And it's just wrong. And I found some footage. Here it comes, Jerica. Here it comes. All right, look. I found some hidden footage of why these guys are going at it. Tanika said, don't skip my message. What was your message? I'm sorry. Let me try if I can go back and see. See, she's slowing us down a little bit. Okay, maybe is it this one? I totally get it, Wyatt. Is that the one you saying? She said, I totally get it, Wyatt. My daughter goes to one of two of the best high schools in Orlando. That motivated where we live. Absolutely. Was that it? It also, yeah, it should motivate where you live. But at the same time, like, why should a person that's, okay, I know downtown is not what it used to be, okay, but let's just say it was Law Homes or Lincoln Courts. Let's just be honest. I mean, don't you think that we would have gotten better, we would have been in a better situation or had better opportunities if we were living in Law Homes, but instead of going to Taft or going to, West High or something like that, we would have had a better opportunity if we had the money to go to Moeller, St. X. You see what I'm saying? You know, we would have had the same opportunities. We have the same opportunities, but they just don't lead in the same directions. See, when you go to schools where the teacher has a resource of somebody that might be the manager or the owner of a La Rosa's, now you might get a job at La Rosa's. It's a little bit different to get in the door when you know people, because we all know that's what it is. America is based on who you know. Let me get back to the football league real fast, because I got to finish this up. I'm on short time today. Because we doing trick-or-treating, I think, at 6 o'clock. And I got work to do before they start doing that trick-or-treating stuff. And I'm going to scare me some kids today. I have a rule. I got to make 3 little kids cry. If I can't make 3 kids cry, when they come to my door, it's that rah. We do that shit. I love to see that. I'm just kidding. Just playing. Just trying to lighten it up, because I'm actually in a bad mood right now, trying to get over this thing that I'm going through. Let me show you why these guys out here tripping at these football games. Because when they want to win these games so bad and they do shit like this, now I mean this is wrong. This is dead ass wrong. Coaches, you got to be more responsible. Because parents are having it up to here with y'all doing this dumb shit by implementing these kids that ain't got no business on the teams. This is the only thing that I could say that Fame might be right about. Of our generation back then to the generation now. Back in our day, yeah, we had kids that was too old to be on the team because our coaches wanted to win. But it never got to the extremes of what they doing today. Now this coach need his ass kicked for this shit right here. Watch this.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. 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 Boy, ain't no way, boy.
That's a damn shame. That's a grown-ass man out there playing with them kids. And y'all know they trying to win the Super Bowl. And they got thousands of dollars betting on these games. And you got this big-ass kid, you know, he playing with 11-year-old, 10 and 11-year-olds, and this motherfucker, he in the 15th grade. This motherfucker, he at Jucor College, catching screens. Running over the whole damn team, and then you think some parents gonna sit on the sideline and let that shit jump off? I don't blame some of them, man. Shit crazy out here, bro. What they'll do to win, I don't know. But back in my day, we might get a guy that might be, a little bit. Tracy Dillingham says she missed it. Donald Broach, I think, was going under a different name. I ain't gonna lie, D. Maybe I shouldn't say this on the air. It's too late. It's too late now. But Donald Bros, that was his name. And then one day we showed up to a game, and I was like, "Hey, Donald, come on, man." And everybody was like, shh, shh. Even the coach, Coach Craig, they always hitting me in the back of it. "Shut up, Randy, shut up." I'm like, "What?" "Hey, don't call him that. Don't call him that." And I'm dumb to the point of saying, "Well, why not? That's his name." He out there with a fake ass birth certificate. Yeah, we so if Fame say something about, "Yeah, I used to do that shit." Yeah, we did, bro. But it wasn't like we had a 12th grader playing with us when we was 10 and 11 years old. We might have had a guy that was a little bit older or something like that. He couldn't prove his age or something like that. Yeah, we might have had something like that, but we didn't have a straight up ass ringer running over everybody. Like, you didn't see Lil Red Machine out there with a grown ass man playing running back. You didn't see that. Let me just pass this message on to all my coaches. This is very important because this is true and dear to me right here. This man's words right here are absolutely on point. Check it out.
Youth coaches, this message is clearly for all of you around the globe. You guys are the most important coaches on the face of the earth, okay? And why do I say that? Because in most times as a youth coach, you are the very first coach that one of these young adults, young kids, you're the first coach that they see, that they experience. And what they draw from that experience, coach, whether you know it or not, is they either want to continue to play or they want to quit. So their experiences with youth coaches are very important. And again, I think the line that we have to understand as coaches is, yes, we have to be disciplinarians. We have to be in a sense of a leadership role, and we're teaching, but it doesn't have to be negative. Right? It doesn't have to be yelling and screaming. It doesn't have to be cursing and demeaning the young adults. Our responsibility as adults, as coaches, as youth coaches, these kids, they look up to us. Okay? They are looking for guidance. They're looking to be taught certain things. So that responsibility goes onto you as a youth coach and how you help these young, fragile minds grow in confidence. Youth coach.
Unbelievably on point. Because like myself, I didn't have a father when I had my first youth coach. Coach Craig was my first coach. And isn't it crazy that I could still tell you all these years later what Coach Craig used to do and how he was and how he talked to me as a young kid? I don't think it's a coincidence. I really believe that it is something that we really carry with us as young men. Because he's probably the first man that held me responsible or held me accountable for a position. He's the first man that ever taught me how it was important to be a team player. Those things go through my mind even to this day, that how relevant was this man? And I keep giving Coach Craig praises because Coach Craig, God bless his wife who passed on years later, but his wife would always be at the games, and well, she wouldn't go to the games, but she would always open her doors for us to have the cookouts out of this crib. I think he lived like in Bond Hill or something like that. And it was almost, you look at your coach and you say to yourself, I want to be like him. I want to be like him. So how we see our coaches and how we see our mentors growing up, it play a big part on young men's lives. And I want all these youth coaches, junior high coaches, and high school coaches to know that, man, you just might be more important to that young man's life and young woman's life than you can imagine, bro. It's more than just winning games. You're playing a pivotal role in that young person's life. How you deal with things, coaches, plays a big part in how some of these children will deal with things later on in life. They watch you. They listen to you. I was an assistant coach. I was a helper. Okay, I was more of a helper. I didn't have a role or I didn't get a job, a paycheck. I was a helper / assistant coach for my daughter's basketball team. at St. Ives. And not one practice did I ever have to grab a child. Not one practice did I ever tell a kid, go sit your ass down, go run 5 laps, damn it, yelling and screaming and all that. Yeah, there's a way to yell and scream, but I never got out of pocket, and I never watched the head coach get out of pocket to the point like he was talking to the child recklessly. Like, y'all hear some of these coaches, and if you haven't, just go to a practice sometime. And just act like you walking your dog in the park or some old shit while they practicing. And listen to how they're being talked to sometimes. Just listen to how some of these children, because unfortunately, some kids have to hear it that way because that's how they get disciplined at home. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes, kids are only going to do or respond the way that they're used to being talked to. Like, some kids get yelled at all the time. And if you take a soft, nice ass approach to them, they totally ignore you. There's a video going on internet. I guess it's a TikTok right now. And it shows the difference between a man and a woman when they're talking to the child, and the child doing something, he washing something or doing something. And you know what I'm saying? And he doing something, and the mama's like, little Johnny, sit down, go over there. And he's like, no. And then here come the father around the corner. Go sit your ass down. And the little boy dropped the cup and run over there real fast and sit his ass down and take note to what's going on. I just say that discipline is a practice. And I think sometimes people grow up thinking that kindness is weakness. You know what I'm saying? I think some people think that kindness is weakness. And that is when they talk to you nice, then you can run over them. You can do whatever you want to do them. Or when you come to the thing nice, you come in open armed, you come in accepting, and you just accepting everybody, and you just loving person. Some people don't, they just see that as a Mr. Good Bar. You just too damn soft. They gonna eat your ass up alive here. It happened to me. I've experienced it. Oh, he a dummy. He a bumpy. Oh yeah, we're gonna use him up. I'm sure it happened to a lot of people here. People didn't borrow money, loan people money. They just use you up. And then as soon as they can't juice you no more for anything, now all of a sudden, they don't even smile at your ass anymore. They don't even say what's up to you anymore. If you're not bearing gifts, you're not relevant to them. Let me go to the phone lines. Then I'm going to talk about a little bit before, when I get off this phone call, I'm going to talk about Don's. I got a video clip I want everybody to see. It's Don's. I believe it's Don's. Is it Don School or Don's with an S? I don't know. I'll see it on the video clip just to be clear, clear on what I'm talking about. But I want y'all to hear this because I know I was the bad guy a couple years ago when I had to say what I had to say, because a lot of y'all heroes was attached to that. A lot of people that y'all don't want to say nothing bad about and all that old shit was attached. But now I want to let y'all know that I ain't about to sit here and badmouth anybody, but I'm gonna speak what I gotta speak. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, cousin Wyatt?
Hey, what's going on, twin? How you doing today?
I'm all right, man. I couldn't call it. Hey, Wyatt, I know you got down on me yesterday when I got off the phone.
What?
You got down on me.
Wait,
when I was on the phone and stuff. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Take that back.
I
Reverse.
was gonna say, I ain't do nothing behind your back, did I?
I can't recall, but you got down on me when I was on the phone because dude said I love you.
Oh yeah, okay. I wasn't the only one, though, brother. I wasn't the only one.
I know people in the chat. It's all fun. No, I was helping him.
Let me tell you something, bro. I was just trying to let people. I was letting people know that.
Come on.
No, bro. That you wasn't talking to me like all that. I love you. All that, because the shit sound kind of different.
No, dude, cool, white older guy older than me, and he has I didn't notice till he told me he had ADHD, ADHS, whatever.
Okay, let that
be.
He
has that. So I helped him. He offered me $50 for taking a test for him. I'm like, no, man.
Taking a test.
I
Oh,
did
he
the
worked there with you.
Yeah, so he had to take a test, and he said, I got ADHD, I don't understand. I'm like, oh, you can't read or none of that? He's like, don't worry about it. And I told him, don't worry about it, I got you.
Twin, I hate
So,
to ask this question.
huh?
You took a test for a guy and he paid you $50. Bro, I hope you
He was
passed.
out.
I hope.
No.
Did you
No,
pass
he
the test?
passed. Yeah, he passed.
Barely?
Come on, Wyatt. What you mean?
I'm just asking. I'm asking, bro. I'm just asking. Did you
No,
got
you
you
trying to
got
be,
nah, I'm just saying, bro. Like you got enough to get him by, right? He made it. He got
man,
by.
he got 100 on there, man.
He got 100.
'Cause- Yeah,
Oh,
he
shit.
got
See,
100.
I
Then he
was
offered
with you
me,
until you started all that old fake shit. He got 100. Come on.
yeah.
Come on,
Okay,
bro.
man. Come on, man. I
Get
might
no
act dumb.
motherfucking
I mean,
100.
y'all think I'm dumb and be in the
Ain't
chat.
nobody
Man, I'm a
thinking you
smart
dumb,
guy.
bro. But you ain't getting. What was the test about? Let me ask you that.
It was knowing safety thing and which button to push and what do you know if you're in a caution and all extra stuff. It was saying
See, Twin,
some
you
that
can't
is
even
common
explain it.
sense.
So how you know all the answers to some shit you can't even explain? That just, bro, you know, bro, come on, man, come on. You know what show you called?
Yeah,
Okay, I was just wondering if you may have
Wyatt
dialed.
show.
Okay, all right, because that shit right there don't
No,
make sense. What you just said, you can't even
no,
explain what you got 100. Come on,
it was like the forklift thing and the extra stuff, man.
the extra stuff.
It was all type of questions on there and everything. So he offered me 50, and I was like, nah, I don't want it. Just keep it.
Okay. Is
So
that
I
legal?
snuck.
Can you take the test for somebody? Why you on here
Man,
talking like that, bro? You ain't supposed to say you that damn. You
I
trying
don't
to
know
clear your
you.
name so bad that you'll put yourself in a jam, brother. Don't do
No,
that.
in case you tell me I love you and I know you crack jokes and you had to say it, but I was doing dude a favor
I got you.
because he didn't understand. I told I'm cool with this other lady and
Oh Lord, you took her
I
test too,
told,
didn't you?
huh?
You took her test too, didn't you, twin?
No, she part of the I don't know the teamster or something. She a leader, team leader or something.
Ooh-wee. Okay.
No, so I'm cool with it, and I
I'm just
explained
messing
it,
with
and she's like, oh, that's fine.
you.
She
Okay.
said, as long as you pass.
Hey,
Say,
that's what I
okay,
was.
what you do, as
I
long as
was
you
just
pass.
messing with you, twin. What's on your mind today, brother? I was just having a good time. What's happening with you, man?
Yeah, I can relate to you with my mom been gone 20 years.
Yeah.
My sister 21.
Ooh.
Not my mama 21, my sister 20.
Okay.
So I can relate it everything that it's a hard pill to swallow, White.
It is, bro.
Especially somebody who was godly and everything and giving you good advice, even though I take heed to some of what she was saying, especially when it came to money
Mm-hmm.
and everything, because she wouldn't even take my drug money, man. She'd
I
take my
understand.
other money, regular, but when it comes to that drug money, I had to sneak it in her purse or the Bible,
Come here,
White,
Rand.
and everything. So, yeah. Hey, Wyatt, back in the day, we ain't come there on my mama and all that extra stuff, man. Them coaches and teachers would have stood us up if we'd have said something like that when we was growing up
Yeah.
on my mama name, because it's just that new generation out here. They don't care or whatever, try to be, a class clown, which I thought I was, and my mama embarrassed me in front of the class, and I thought it would never happen. Why?
Yeah.
Like I told you before, they talked about me a whole year. Why? You better shut up before I tell Miss Jordan come get you.
Mm.
You go get a whooping. That was embarrassing. When I got to high school, hey, I knew what time it was. I wasn't showing out no more.
Yeah.
The switches hurt, man. So, hey, yeah, Chicago is messed up, White.
Big
Yeah, I
time.
can't say that, buddy. You
Big
said it
time.
was coming. I knew it was coming, and they trying to pull out and hey, what we can do. Oh, don't
There
worry
ain't no
about
way.
it. These people go take care of it.
There's no way around it. There's no way
Ain't
around it. And
nowhere
if you've
around.
been
They
here
did
at
it
least,
before. Why? With the parking tickets, like if you go like say Chicago 47, 35th and all that, them parking meter was probably like $1 back then. Man, them parking meters probably about $4-5 now. And
yeah.
everything. So yeah, they got them
Well,
like that before.
they're getting
Now
what they
this,
vote for. They're getting what they voted for.
yeah,
Brandon Johnson said that he ran on the ticket of saying I'm not going to I'm not going to raise property taxes. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that. And everything that he said he wasn't going to do, we're in year number 2 now, and he's forced to do it. And Chicago, and I know nobody's paying attention to it, because then you have to really peel back the onion of what's causing these problems. And a lot of people don't want to have these discussions because it goes back to the politics of their city and the things that are being done. And what happens is when a lot of people don't want it to be known, that to me is a red flag, because they don't care if it happens to you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And the only reason why I use Chicago, Twin, is because Chicago is the largest metropolitan city in the Midwest. Cincinnati is in the Midwest. You always pattern yourself after the largest, cities, because that's where they start first. And there's nobody that can deny that the problems that they're having in Chicago right now stems from what I've been talking about for 2 years. And it was going to happen. And here we are right now with the problems. I said they're going to end up in, you can't be bankrupt. But now Brandon Johnson is $1 billion in the net in a deficit, and he wants to go borrow $300 million from a payday loan institution. I mean, come on, bro, get out of here. And now the residents of Chicago is feeling the blast of it all. And what happens is it goes to the property owners. Now, what's going to happen if you're just a renter in Chicago? You say to yourself, oh, shit, I don't give a fuck. That don't affect me. I don't care. I don't own no property. I ain't paying no property tax. But the owner of the building does. And what's going to happen? You don't think it's going to dwindle down and affect you? Like you paying $1,000 now a month when your lease is up, or when he sells the building or something of that nature. Best believe your time is coming where you're going to pay more money for rent.
Exactly.
And that's how it happens.
Yeah, with that Don situation and everything, man. My thing is this: they come to the radio, whatever they is, with their issues, whether it's restaurants, schools, or whatever, and the black people that's leading it, whatever. My thing is this: just tell the truth, man. Just tell the truth or whatever.
Can't do that.
I know, and I sometimes be feeling sorry for it, like, man, why the damn niggas gotta get played all the time, man? But you got your flaws, man. You're not telling the truth of what's really going on. Now you in a hole, 2 million, 4 million. Where that money at? Did it go to your restaurant? Did it go to your fashion show, whatever, your everyday life, livelihood or something? We want to know where it's at, man. And they come on the radio or come in, in public out or on the streets or whatever, and want somebody feel sorry for them. In the same token, man, you bogus as hell for what you did. You want me to back you up?
Wait a minute, hold on. Man. Twin, let me help you. Let me help your argument out a little bit. I'm with you. Okay, I hear you. But let me help your argument out, because you're going to have those people that are going to, like I had a message come on here, stay off of Davenport. Don't talk about him. Don't do this. Don't do that. Listen, let me just say this.
I don't care who is, black, white, whatever.
Let me say this. You're wrong, man. Those are the same people that will not feel sorry for the students that received a degree that may not be legit. They won't say anything about the ones that have been victimized. They'll just tell you, don't victimize my hero. Don't do nothing, say nothing wrong about him. But how many children, how many people graduated, or how many people right now, you're not saying shit about them protesting over there right now, because the grown folks with families are not getting their paychecks. You don't find that to be irresponsible? We're going to tell me not to say nothing about somebody, but you got people over there that got to make a living, who are not, teachers are not getting their paychecks. And I'm supposed to just not say nothing? See, this is what's wrong. We keep our head in the sand. Man. No, we keep our heads in the sand over real shit. Right. And then we want to have as much. This is that selective outrage I be talking about. We want to talk about all this other shit, but we don't want to really talk about the real problems. We are our own worst enemies when it comes to shit like this. It's like the uncle who molests the child that's in this home, okay? You don't want to say nothing about that, but let a motherfucker violate your child out here on the streets. You'll go lose your life over that, but you'll let somebody right next to you get away with it because of whatever reason it is, I'm knocking anybody's head off. It's an uncle, a niece, I don't care who it is. You violate mine, I got the same energy for you, whether you a family member or not a family member.
That's what my thing, why? But every time, man, I sit back in the cut and I listen to people come on either radio, podcast, well, they doing this, they doing that. And then you like, man, hold on, man. Okay, you'll believe me for a minute. But damn it, that sheet got to come off at one point, man.
Well, just like now, Twin. It's just like now. The Democrats in the Cincinnati area are going at it because they know what's going on is wrong. But you know what they want to do? Well, don't say nothing till after the election. Let's not bring this up till after the election. Why don't you just talk about it when it's going on right now? The reason why you don't want to talk about it is because you see the infiltration in your party. You see what's going on. You see that your mayor has backdoored you. Y'all don't even trust him. But you don't trust him, but you'll never say you don't trust him because you stand on code. The truth of the matter is y'all know that it's on some slick shit right now. And we don't really pull people, we don't hold them accountable when they wolves. The only time you want to hold a wolf accountable is when he's on the other side of an argument. But when he's on your team and he's helping you lose, you don't even care if you really lose. You just want to make sure you don't get looked at stupid. And that's what's going on right now. You got a lot of people in head positions that have a lot of our children's future at hand. And if they on our side talking the right code shit and this and that, we don't hold them accountable like we should. We don't want to talk about them out loud. We don't want to talk about where the money went. We don't want to talk about that because that's going to make us look bad. Have you ever considered it don't just look bad? It is bad. Why do you support bad? Why do we support children running around here listening to crazy ass music? We don't challenge it. We don't challenge the fact that this music is saying, I'll tie your mama up. I'll smoke your baby mama. We okay with that? And yes, of course we are, because we are okay with leaders being the same way. And just because they're articulate, wear shiny suits, comb their hair to the side and wear Brook Brothers. Come on now. People reached out to me a long time ago about that situation over there. I stayed in my place. I just didn't say shit because you know why? Say hello to the bad guy. When you tell the truth about what's going on with your leadership, people can't swallow it. And then what they do is they turn you into the bad guy to the people that should be listening. And they don't want to hear that shit. See, most people that pass these type of messages, they got to be liked. They got to be loved. And that's how they stay relevant. That's how they stay relevant. Only in boxing, only in combat sports can you be the bad guy and everybody love you. Only in the movies can you be the guy that everybody don't like, but they love you. The villain. But in podcasting, in this thing called real life, if you the villain, nobody likes you. Nobody likes you when you the villain when the shit is real.
Say, hey, Wyatt, with that little league though, man.
What up, though?
Man, I went down a couple of years. Well, it's been a while, about 10 years. Man, I went to Taft, right? That's when is it Stagg Stadium where they built that stadium?
Well, I think it's Willie Stargell Stadium. I think it's called.
Oh yeah, something like that. Man, it was Lincoln Heights against I think it was what they call a Goon Squad.
Little League. Yeah. Okay.
Man, why? I thought I was at the casino or back on the block shooting dice. Man, they was like, I got 20 on shorty. I got 30, 50. Man, they was bad, man. Put that title up. I was like, man, these 20 on shorties, man. So it was real wild. I was laughing. I was like, man, these
I don't think people believe that. Okay. I know that they hear the rumors, but I don't know. I've heard parents tell me all the time I can't go over there because it's just too much weed smoke.
Man, it'd be weed smoking, bottles popping. You'll think it's a club after party or something, man. A tailgate part 2 or something, man. I see it for my own eyes. I'm like, man, for real, the whole Zone 15 out there, Avondale out there going back, and then they want to fight, and then these females, I'm like, man, they serious out here. So yeah, man, it's crazy. And I remember going to out there towards what's that called? Red Bank Road. Madisonville.
Yeah.
Going to a game and Shorty, old girl got mad and everything because the team was losing. She went to go get the finger, man. I was like, man, this ain't this serious now, man. Yeah, man. So
well, that's what they do. That ain't
yeah, I know.
Ain't nothing new.
Ain't nothing new to each and, but yeah, you know, you gotta start holding these people, these local people, accountable, man. For dude about to get up through. He don't care if Kamala get elected. What's his name? Affleck. Man, Affleck. If he get elected, yeah, he up through. So girl get. Man, he Affleck, man, because they need some insurance in Cincinnati.
Okay.
He disrespectful, man, for what he said about Windburn and all them, man. They was the power of Cincinnati. You just can't come up and step on their toes like that, man. You just got your feet wet, even though you was a secretary, whatever you was, a librarian, whatever you was in Cincinnati. You just can't come on there and y'all get on there and let them disrespect the black people, man, the old head.
Well, let me just say this to you,
really
brother.
helped Cincinnati out, man.
Let me just say this to you.
Huh?
I just want to say something to that. All I'm gonna say to you is most people that speak to black folks on black radio or podcast or wherever you want to have it, if they say something that we deem to be disrespectful,
yeah,
they probably felt comfortable saying it because some other black folks back them. So don't ever underestimate the power of the people. True. I mean, it only makes sense, right? How many white politicians or any other politician came on the air and just flat out disrespect legends of your party, and being Democrats primarily over there? How many of them have ever had somebody come on the air of a different race and disrespect legends of the party without somebody making him or her feel comfortable saying those things? That's what it is. It's just like the councilwoman who made that pick. She felt comfortable doing it because somebody made her feel that way. That's just we can say whatever we want to say. That's just how it go, because in politics, you don't piss the people off. So somebody said something to her where the people didn't matter, because some blowback from the people was coming and they had to know that. Oh, man, it's just true. It's so transparent. I mean, it's so easy. Right. It's no different than the choo-choo train and the decisions and how they fell back on that and how it is. Yeah, look, bro, if they can't understand, and I know it's not for everybody to see, but if you can't see what's going on and how these power structures and the classism is going on, if you don't see that, I'm sorry. My grandmother used to say this. Twin, I hate to say this, bro. I gotta go, Twin. I gotta go.
Okay.
Thanks for engaging, brother. Appreciate you. My grandmother used to say this, guys. My grandmother was not a smart aleck. Hey, call back, Alethea. My grandmother was not a smart aleck. My grandmother was not the type of person that disrespected people. But we used to have our dinner talks. Y'all know what dinner talks are, right? That's when we used to sit at the dinner table all as a family and have our conversations. Okay. And my grandmother used to say something to me all the time that took some time for me to understand. I didn't quite get it, but once she told me what it meant, it instantly slapped in my mind like, okay, I get it. I'm 10 years old trying to understand grown folk talk. But my grandmother used to always say this. Mama Birch might know this term as well because it's old school. My grandmother used to always say, that's a simple-minded mom. That's a simple. He is simple. That's a simple. He is simple. She is simple. You are simple in this matter. Simple. You know what that is? A person that's simple is somebody that only understands simple shit. And people that can get played by simple shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're a simple person, which means you're easily fooled. You're simple. All right. And I hate to use these terms and throw these, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to call anybody any names and all that. I know we get sensitive. But I'm just saying, she would always say, you simple. He's simple, Ram. Be careful of him. That's somebody that might hurt you one day because they'll believe whatever somebody said about you and you might threaten them. She's simple. That's why she got so many kids. You understand what I'm saying? Because these guys can say whatever they want to say. They can do whatever they want to do with her. She's simple. Be careful. Don't deal with this. He's a simpleton. You feel what I'm saying? So my grandmother used to say that to me when I was a kid. And I never understood it as a child. But we still got simpletons today. We still got simple people. People that can hear something and they just believe it because that's what everybody believes. They don't do any research for themselves. They don't understand that some things should be taken out of context. They don't care to know anything because all they want to do is be on a team, and they want to be on a majority. They want to be with somebody that makes them feel comfortable. And just because you're educated don't mean you can't be a simpleton. Just because you're articulate don't mean you won't be a simpleton. Or simple, like Granny would say. Let me go to the phone lines real fast. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, my big brother. This is Alethea Williams. How are you?
What's going on, Alethea? What's good with you? What's on your mind?
Nothing much. Hey, I just wanted to touch in on a couple things that I wanted to just speak on that was on your show, I believe, like a year ago. You had this dons. You were speaking about dons,
okay,
and it was the graduations and things like that. And you had so many supporters on your show to let you know that Davenport, and I'm saying his name because it was put in the paper, you know. So what I wanted to put in there, everybody encouraged that this man has done wonders for these kids. And what I was trying to say is he is a head over children who has mental issues, bad home life,
challenged
drugs,
kids, very challenged kids.
Very challenged. Thank you.
With challenges.
Yeah, regardless of what it is, that
Right,
school is
right.
for that because they cannot handle a regular school system. So when you're dealing with that, we were saying what to do with the kids. Somebody said lock them up. So within that time of people saying lock them up, what happened was you seen two different media reports. One with DYS, where the kids took over, they were understaffed, they start having more violent crimes on the adults that worked there because nobody felt protected. So the adults start quitting. So now the kids took over the entire jail system. Now you had, what was that, Hillcrest? They had to close that down because there was a person, an adult, in charge of these challenged kids, start manipulating them and touching them improperly. Over a dozen kids was victims of just one person. So that was shut down. So what I'm trying to say is when you have these troubled kids and everybody keeps saying it's the kids, it's the kids, it's the kids, it's now showing you it's not the kids. The kids are the victims. Now it's back to the adults. It's back to the adults because now you're stealing from a program that could have worked. Because these kids were going there expecting a change from adults who's pretending to be there for them. But you're just a check. You're just a check.
Well, okay, let's just for the record.
Wyatt, don't it reflect? Don't it reflect? I'm sorry, I'm just asking one question. Don't it reflect what happens in the home life when they go to foster care, when they go to a relative's house? They come with a check.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why people thought that this was the situation of heavenly earth in Cincinnati. I mean, I always seen what they do as a business. That's why
that's what your viewers said, though.
I know.
That's what your viewers were saying.
Look, everybody can have their opinion, sis. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always the bad guy for trying to expose certain things of, okay, you could say that just to be nice or to say that just to be proper. You know, you can make excuses or you can start showing things for different. I just know better. I'm not going to be simple. It's not simple shit that can convince me of anything. I'm just not that guy. So, you know, and I'm not, look, just for the record, there's an investigation going on right now. So I can't say anybody stole any money. There's just a pattern of misappropriated funds that are going on right now.
Well, we can also say the staff wasn't paid. I can also guarantee you that he had professional people that were there that supposedly helped in the mental category of these children that was admitted in there. This was part of the program. He let those people go because he needed more funding elsewhere. So he let all these people go, staff that was supposed to be part of the program.
Well, you know, here's the thing. All right, you might be talking about, this is what happens when we get people that know things and people that are kind of hearing other things and rumors and stuff like that. You know people, okay? So you're gonna be saying some things that people are like, well, what's she talking about? She don't know. But you actually know people that we're not gonna say no names, but you know people that work there. You know people that have been part of these programs. You know the people that are not getting paid. Okay, you know the situation. So for some ears, what you're saying just might be sounding like some different shit to them. Okay. But the truth of the matter is, before you, this is what I had to learn in podcasting. I'm new to this. I had to learn that sometimes you can only say so much. And once you put the point out there, you got to let it dangle until the real information catches up to your information, because they're not going to catch on to it until it comes out. And then you're going to be frustrated at that time, sis, because you're going to say, I told y'all that a year ago. I told y'all. But when you're dealing with the feds and when you're dealing with people that are under investigation, real information don't come out till later. And then what you said some time ago is already then blew off with the wind, because some people just are simpletons. They don't really connect the dots at the beginning. They wait for it to be official a year later, and then it don't matter anymore. See,
it pissed me off for the strength of when you're reaching out to a community person, somebody who's really reaching out to the community. And I will say, I did call you because when you're asking people to help children, you know who has programs in Cincinnati who will help children. So what you're doing is you're going to mess up the names of these adults who's legit.
Yeah.
And really trying to help
real people that's trying to help.
Exactly. But it only take one person to walk in there and see, like, no, this is not for the kids.
This is what I do, sis. This is what I do. And we had this conversation on the show some time ago, a few days ago, matter of fact, judging people. People get mad at me because I say, yeah, I judge people, but I think that you're an idiot, or not an idiot, but I think it's not smart, okay, not to be judgmental in character when you're dealing with people. And one of the things that I do when I'm judging people, and I'll put it here on the platform, I pay attention to the people that people hang around with. I pay attention to their surroundings, because I know slick people, and most slick people always have crash dummies around them. Yeah. Most slick people always got people that'll take the fall for them, or will distract from, like, don't look at me because y'all know I'm the nice guy. Look at the people I have around me. And they are using those bad people as smoke screens while they maneuver as the main person that's getting the checks and doing what needs to be done. You surround yourself with people that will get all the focus, and then you doing what you doing. And that's how I've been able to, I've witnessed and I've just watched people move like that. You see what I'm saying? So I pay attention to people's surroundings. I don't pay so much attention to what people say about people, all that old shit. I just see who you move with. And when I see who you moving with, then it tells me a lot about what your intentions are.
That's true. And I with this other school, Dampy, it was attached. The kidness was attached. Then they pulled themselves apart from it. But now you have other families that are going without eating, paying their bills because they're not getting their checks.
Right.
And for me, I know that's over what he does. You have a whole accounting team that write checks and somebody has to sign off on them. So when you're having a whole investigation on another school, like, where's our money? Y'all laid us off, but you're not paying us our money. That's higher up than him. So I believe that this situation been known about. They made a report about it themselves internally, but they never pulled him off to put somebody else in temporarily, which is how a business is supposed to move. So I just don't blame him at this point. Because they knew this.
No, I mean, you got to look. Well, here's what I look at. No, I pay attention. Look, the leader is always accountable, is responsible for what happens in accounting, in scheduling, in booking, whatever they're doing. The leader surrounds himself, him or her, around the people that are supposed to be capable of doing the job. And that's why the CEOs of these major corporations or whatever it is, that's why they get the big bucks. Because when things go south, they're ultimately responsible for the whole structure of the business. And they have to take the fall for it. So that's why they get the big bucks. But now when you look at the fact that some of these people, not just the people haven't been paid, there's instructional situations that haven't been paid. And I'm under the impression, which I'm gonna play the video here in a second. I'm under the impression that some of these degrees are not legitimate that have been passed on.
Factual.
You see what I'm saying?
So one of those schools, and one of somebody I knew was not qualified to run this school. And I'm like, how did this happen to myself? But now I know like how it happened. But he was hiring them under what that position should have been paid. So when it was time to redo their contracts, they weren't signed. So they were let go at that point. But I still feel like as a school, I'm not for sure who's over that part. Educationally, you took care of the finance. You made it make sense. But educationally, I don't understand how you keep pushing school back. You knew you weren't certified to teach these children. That school should have never opened if you could not have the education there. Why are you teaching job readiness? You can't get a job if you don't have at least a high school diploma. Make it make sense.
Well, it's definitely
so that was my questions for you today. Like, I just wanted to hear your opinion on the finance, because I do know those checks have to be cut. Somebody has to sign those checks, no matter who it went to.
Yeah.
And then the education piece, I wanted to see your take on the education piece as well.
I'll be honest with you, sis. I don't know their structure. I don't know why. I don't even know how it got to a point. Look, your educational license, or the tools that you're using to be certified, that don't just happen overnight. There are regulators that are in place that they give you warning shots, so to speak. You have to be in compliance, and they give you time to get things right. Okay. So you're giving time to make things right, so you won't get in the position that you're in right now. So there's a disconnect. There's something went wrong there, obviously.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Now, the money, if you look at some of the things that I spoke on some time ago, that didn't make sense to me. Like, why go buy $400,000 worth of buses that you haven't looked into if it's going to be, certified by the state? You're just going to do what you want to do. Nobody can do that. Businesses can't do that. You can't just go buy $400,000 worth of buses that you just threw $400,000 away. That raises red flags. That for me, it makes me think like, whoa. And I think we had this conversation before, and people was in the chat all on my ass because all on my ass because I was bringing up valid points of, wait a minute, who does this type of spending? You can't even justify doing these things. And then once again, here you have people that don't understand business and regulations saying, why can't he paint his buses purple? They just effing with him. They just messing with him. They just don't want them kids to. And see, there we go. People don't have that information.
And you are right.
And they just go straight from 0 to 100 real quick about somebody getting messed with. There is no bus companies that carry kids. It must be something about yellow buses that's a state regulation that all the bus companies have to be yellow. Okay, I don't care. Klug, Mr. Washington, all of them had yellow buses. It must be a state regulated thing. If you up on your shit, what makes you think you can just do what you want to do? You understand what I'm saying? And there's other things that follow that. I pay attention. I pay attention to the smaller things, because the small things say a lot about the things that people don't pay attention to.
Yep.
And I'm
just when it first started, when he first took over, he had boxing matches in his school he said it was to keep violence off the street. But boxing is violence. When you lose in the ring, that's going to bring more issues outside of the school, which it did, and then they shut it down. So I've just been following the school for quite a while, and I will say I was invited to teach a cosmetology school there. That's my whole issue when I started seeing like, whose school is this? What is this about? So I did my own research just to see if I would fit in a program like that. And these are years ago, and I knew I did it. So that's why I never did it. So they was trying to.
I bet you one thing, sis. I bet you one thing that ain't nobody ever going to admit to. I bet you something right here I'll say on the air, and I'm going to get a lot of feedback and pushback, because I always do. I ain't never heard city council speak highly of that place. And I bet you a lot of people on city council really got some shit to say, but they won't say it. You know why they won't say it? Because it's the syndrome of the uncle is molesting the kid in the home and won't say, nobody in the house, nobody in the house gonna say nothing about Uncle Earl messing with the kids. That's how city council and them people be. They know some foul shit be going on. They stay distant, and they know if they say something, they're gonna piss off the wrong people, and everybody gonna be mad at them.
But they're putting them everywhere through our community and became a community eyesore because every business was suffering next to these, what they call campuses. And now I'm saying, like, wow, y'all should have listened to the people. Businesses has suffered while y'all saying y'all doing good by the children, but you're not.
Well, that's see, this is why I can't be part of a party, because I'll never vote and be part of a party that's part of their own problem. Can't get out of their own way. They're part of the problem. They can't really, that's why I'm like that. And people are gonna get mad. I don't care, but I'm at that point. I will never be part of something that's part of its own problem. I'm a problem solver. I'm not a problem. I'm not gonna get in the menudo or the gumbo of being a problem. I'm not that guy.
If it had the clinical help that it was supposed to have to keep this school developed in a positive way, I don't believe none of this would have happened.
Well, you know what? We talking about the school right now. I get it. But I see that same situation in almost every problem we have in the community. Let's just keep it what it is. Let's keep it a buck. There's nothing new about this situation. That situation is just like the politics.
I'm saying it would have been good because this is the same thing that, what's the school on Central Parkway, the private school?
On Central Parkway?
It's Central Parkway. It's a Catholic school.
I don't know.
Almost to Cincinnati State. But anyway, that is a Catholic school there. But with the Black kids, what I've noticed with the Black kids, their Black children are in a mental health state program. Once they apply for that Ohio Edu, they go there, and some of them are on medication, but they have to continue to go to this support. Crystal Del Rey or something like that.
Okay, I'm not.
They go there and they're up under a doctor.
Okay, sounds like somebody that's really trying to. It sounds like they're trying to help some kids. I don't know if those are Black kids, white kids. It don't matter to me.
But we do know that the Black kids that goes there are part of a mental health program.
Stephen Speed said DePaul Cristo Ray. Okay.
Yes, that is it. That is it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have this a part of your school where you're dealing with this type child, they can be successful if that's what it calls for.
Okay.
You know, so I'm just saying, but I do appreciate your opinions. I appreciate your facts that you state, and I know it don't make everybody happy. Sometimes I don't even agree.
I know. But we go at it. We go at it. They don't know that.
We do, but the only difference, when I see that you're correct, I will call you and say, you know what? Guess what I just saw?
Well, you bigger than me, because when you write, I ain't never letting you know. I'm just playing.
Yes, I know. That's all right, because I know you'll see it eventually. So, yeah, I appreciate you, my guy. But when they dropped those, I said, oh my gosh, like, we've been arguing about, well, not arguing, debating about this for quite a long time, and they really thought this man is a savior. And yeah, we do have to wait for the investigation to be over.
Yeah, but I mean, because there's going to be multiple people involved in this. There's going to be multiple people. Trust me, you don't come up $4.2 million short, and I already know what it is. I'm just not going to say it because I don't want to get ahead of the. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to get too far ahead, because I told you I don't like to say things that I feel are going to happen. And then when it happened, I kind of have a guilt trip. I kind of feel guilty because I've seen it a million times. A lot of people think that I'm just brand new to life because I bring it to the podcast. Truth of the matter is, I've been around a lot of this criminal shit. I've been around a lot of things that I talk about in life, and nothing's changed. It's just the people. The game fall out the same way. It's just different people. So we're talking 4.
And then I do want to correct some people in the chat. The number at first started at 2 million, then it went to 3. Now it's 4.2 million. Mm-hmm. So the numbers just keep climbing. The longer the investigation, the numbers just keep climbing. And it's a lot of people unpaid, but they did clean up that school. I just hope that they have a greater program installed for the children. At the end of the day, I'm not really looking to see what happens to this person individually.
And
I just want to see them turn this program around where it
and no
help.
more graduations in the parking lot of liquor
please,
stores.
no.
I didn't want to open a can of worms. I gotta go, sis, because I want to play the video on the
much
end.
love to you. Have
Same
a great
here,
day.
bro.
Bye-bye.
All right, tell bro I said what up. That was Alethea. Yeah, let me play this video. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. I just want you guys to see what it really is. I want you to see what's going on. Let me see if I can play it, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Okay, let me show you what's going on over there. The news is handling this case, and then we'll pick it up maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Check this out. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me do it like this. I want to pull it up on the screen. All right, let me pull it up on the screen. Let me do a share. And then I'm out of here, okay? I'll let you guys think about it a minute. All right, check this out.
Always now. This is Fox 19 Now.
So only on Fox 19 Now, the State Auditor's Office Special Investigations Unit has now launched an investigation into the Cincinnati Charter School Collaborative the operating company that was terminated last month by Don Community High School.
So the state's Auditor Office Special Investigations Unit, it's a lot I know, is tasked with investigating allegations of misuse of public money, taxpayer money, fraud, and corruption.
Brittany Harry is live at Don's main campus now with those concerns over the alleged misuse of funds. Brittany.
Yeah, so the investigation of the collaborative follows a complaint that was filed by the state by Don's own sponsoring foundation, that is the Buckeye Community Hope Foundation. Now, allegations from the foundation include claims of misuse of public and taxpayer money and academic fraud. The Cincinnati Charter School Collaborative is a company that, up until its firing, managed the school's operations, and now it's under investigation. Buckeye Community Hope Foundation's complaint says it's, quote, very concerned about Don Community High School's outrageous spending level in fiscal year 24, where the foundation alleges $4.2 million taxpayer dollars are at stake. The foundation claims Don usually carries a significant cash balance at the end of each fiscal year, but 2023 into 2024 have been, quote, fiscally vastly different from previous years. The foundation alleges in part Don spent approximately $400,000 on buses that did not meet transportation laws and are now sitting idle and cannot be used or sold. Earlier this year, the complaint alleges Don stopped paying a vendor the school was using to provide online curriculum, resulting in more than $381,000 being owed. The complaint says that because the vendor stopped providing its curriculum when its bills were not paid, some students may have been awarded credits to graduate that, quote, are not valid or they did not earn. The complaint claims the foundation asked the board about spending and was told school buildings were being upgraded. But during a compliance visit, the foundation says the team witnessed no construction or major improvements. The complaint says Don was forced to stop using their location on Reading Road because they, quote, did not and could not make the necessary repairs to bring it up to code. The complaint overall alleges serious financial concerns with the school's revenue and expenses. Don's fund cash balance was roughly $4 million at the end of fiscal year 23, and the predicted balance at the end of fiscal year 24 will be a loss of approximately $200,000. That's according to the complaint. Quote, we just do not know where all this money went when many of the numbers just do not align or make sense with statements and emails provided, the foundation's vice president of education said. So there was a school board meeting that was just held. This complaint did not come up in that meeting, but all of this comes weeks after Don's management company, Cincinnati Charter School Collaborative, and its owner, Ramon Davenport, were abruptly let go by the school board. So we did reach out to Davenport, who tells Fox 19 he's surprised because he wasn't aware of the complaint and said he didn't know the auditor's office launched an investigation. After reviewing a copy of the foundation's complaint, Davenport said everything in it had been addressed throughout the year. here. We reached out to Don Community High School's attorney, Adam Brown, who says he also wasn't aware of the complaint, but says the school will cooperate with any investigation. The Buckeye Community Hope Foundation's Vice President, Jennifer Schur, says, quote, "We stand by our communications of what our concerns are." I'm reporting live in Clifton, Brittany Harry, Fox 19 Now.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. I hate to say this, and it might sound like, like I'm on some hating shit, but the truth of the matter is, now it's a federal investigation. $4.2 million. I don't know who's watched the show some time ago when the bus issue came up and they were talking about busing the kids in downtown, and everybody wanted to jump on the bandwagon of somebody being messed with because they chose to get some buses that were not going to be state certified, and we didn't do our due diligence to make sure that we were going to be all right. I pay attention to the small things. Now, I think there's I don't want to get too far out in front of this thing. I really don't. I already know what it is. I know what it is. I just don't want to get too far out. I don't want to put a public statement out there until y'all get the things that you need, so now we can have a conversation about it. I got enough. I know. I've been new. All I'm going to say this to you is this. I'm going to say it this way. That investigation didn't just start. Okay? Now, y'all can read through the lines on that. They pay attention to how money gets spent by the things that people do away from their jobs. They pay attention. It's not right, right? It's not right. But that's what they do. They pay attention because there's a pattern of behavior that these people look at. There's a pattern of behavior. They look at what you do away from what you're doing in your business. It plays a big part on how they look at you, how they view you, and what's going on, and what your principles are in life. You know what I mean? It's like you can be the best school teacher in the world, but you can't have an OnlyFans fan. I've never been on OnlyFans in my life, but I know it ain't something appropriate. I don't know nothing about it, but I know enough that if you see a teacher on OnlyFans, it's inappropriate. I do know that. They pay attention to what you're involved in away from your job. And if you're involved in street shit, they don't want to be associated with that. They don't want your business away from your business to merge and be part of it. They don't want that. And all these excuse takers, like my grandmother would say, these simple people, you don't help the project. You don't help. You don't help making up excuses and always wanting to, well, they just messing with them because these busts, they just this, they messing, they always mess. I broke this down some time ago, years ago. They didn't did that shit to that man for nothing. He's on the corner selling dope. Tyrone is up there selling dope into your community. These are the mentalities of people, simple people. Tyrone is destroying the community by selling dope, pushing shit in people. He selling dope. And then when the police drag his ass down the street, you got a problem with the police dragging the dude down this 110% bad for your community, and you mad at the police because they dragging his little punk ass down the street. Now the focus is how hard they drug his ass down the street, his constitutional rights and all that old shit, but you're not paying attention to the real victims. It's the excuse makers that are in the way. Y'all the problem. Not Tyrone selling the dope, because Tyrone don't have to be on the corner selling dope. All this misabuse of our kids and all this shit, it don't necessarily have to happen. But you got so many bleeding hearts and so many people that want to act like, oh, it ain't nothing. It ain't no big deal. Stop messing with him. He ain't do nothing. She ain't do nothing. They always messing with the black man. That's the Nino Brown effect. Let's just call it what it is. Nino selling dope to the community, and y'all love him because he passed out turkeys for Thanksgiving. All I can say to you is this. You can't continue to do this shit. People been doing this to us for years because we got so many people on their team. Everybody want a position. Everybody want to be something, somewhere, to somebody or for themselves. So they don't care sometimes what they have to look like or what they have to look past to be on somebody's team. You got more excuses than a motherfucker going to jail sometimes. And it ain't nothing new. It's just the people knew. It's been going on for decades. And it's the same people that always got these excuses of why some shit ain't happening. They know why it ain't happening. Some capitalize off of dysfunction and some are victims of the dysfunction. Pick a side. Are you going to capitalize? Or are you going to be the one getting paid off of this dysfunction? Or are you going to be the one that's actually the dysfunction? You just got to pick and say, ain't no middle, ain't no in between. You can be like us and step back and just watch the shit happen. I can't be part of anything that's part of its own problem. I don't feel sorry for them. Not even a little bit. See y'all tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
You know, that's why, man, I be telling you all the time, man, you know, love, that word love is a very serious thing. And if you don't watch out, I tell you that. Because a lot of people out here, they say, I love my car, or I love my chain, or I'm just in love with that girl over there. So for all the people out there that fall in love with material items, we're gonna bump the beat a little something like this. I'm in junior high with a B+ grade. At the end of the day, I don't hit the arcade. I walk from school to my mom's apartment. I gotta tell the suckers every day, don't start it. Cause where I'm at, if you're soft, you're lost. To stay on course means to roll with force. My boy named Rob is chilling in a Benz in front of my building with the rest of his friends. I give him a pound, I shake his hand. He's the neighborhood drug dealer, my man. I go upstairs and hug my mother, kiss my sister and punch my brother. I sit down on my bed to watch some TV. Do my ears deceive me? Nope, that's the 4th time this week. Another fast brother shot dead in the street. The very next day while I'm off the class, my mom's go to work cold busting her. My sister's cute but she got no gear. I got 3 pairs of pants with my brother I share. So they're in school, see I made a fool. With 1.5 pair of pants you ain't cool. But there's no dollars for nothing else. I got beans, rice and bread on my shelf. Every day I see my mother struggling. Now it's time, I've got to do something. I look for work, I get dissed like a jerk. I do odd jobs and come home like a slob. So here comes Rob, his goal is shimmery. He gives me 200 for a quick delivery. I do it once, I do it twice. Now there's steak with the beans and rice. My mother's nervous but she knows the deal. My sister's gear now has sex appeal. My brother's my partner and we're getting paper. 3 months later we run our own caper. My family's happy, everything is new. Now tell me what the am I supposed to do? Money's flowing, everything is fine. Got myself a Uzi and my brother a 9. Business is booming, everything is cool. I pull about a GOE. School. A year goes by and I begin to grow. Not in height but juice and cash flow. I kick up my feet and begin to watch TV. Cause now I got other people working for me. I got a 55-inch television, you know. And every once in a while I hear just say no. Or the other commercial I love is when they say this is your brain on drugs. I pick up my remote control and just turn. Cause with that bull, I'm not concerned. around now with 3 of my guys. The war is on and I'm on the rise. We roll right up to his favorite hangout, said hello, and then a bullet sprang out. Some fired back, so we took cover, and all I could think about was my brother. Rob jumped up and began to run, busting shots, hoping to hit someone. So I just stopped and let off 3 shots. 2 hit him and 1 hit a cop. I threw the gun down and began to shout, "Come on, I got him, it's time to break out." But as we ran, there were the boys in blue, pointing their guns at my 4-man crew. They shot down 1, they shot down 2.